Yeah, because I have some notes. Right? Actually, what it does, right? So let me just refresh notebook. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. No, not this one, but we can change it. Yeah. Yeah. It was there before, so let me try. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is what I was looking. Yeah. 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 Thank you. Okay. Everybody has Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Hare Krishna. Sorry. Um, we are running very late today, so we'll start now. So last week we started chapter 4. So everybody knows and see the chapter name, Transcendental Knowledge. Okay, so what is this knowledge? Anybody can tell what is the transcendental knowledge? That is very general answer, right? It is very specific answer because see one of the thing we wanted to go now these chapters we are going to go very specific subject items in each chapter. So anybody can what is transcendental? Part of it, yes. Part of it. Part of it. So transcendental knowledge starts first. We have to understand it. Who is Krishna? Right? Who is Krishna? Then how to please him? How to reach him? And once we please him, reach him, what happens? That is transcendental knowledge. See, one of the major things, um, most of us make a mistake in this. If you see Bhagavad Gita complete, right? Many times you might have read verses per part. Many times you see that same thing again and again mentioned. Right? Same thing is repeated, or many times you feel that nothing new is there because we already know most of things. So the main thing is if you see how Prabhupada is saying that you have to read scrutinizingly. You have to study Bhagavad Gita. Once we study seriously, sincerely, then we will see these subtle differences. Right? We'll see. I will take one example, one verse, and I'll try to explain what I mean. Yeah? So we'll go dive in into this chapter. So we covered few verses last week. So I'll just quickly go through it. This is the division what we had last week. So the first division is transcendental knowledge about Krishna, and then afterwards we'll go how to apply that transcendental knowledge, and the remaining will go in detail once we reach there. Okay. So last time we covered 4.1 and 4.2, verse 1st and 2nd. First says, if anybody remembers, there are points here, but what is the first one? So first one is tells mostly history about Bhagavad Gita, right? Because Krishna is saying, I talked to Vivaswan, then Ishwaku is aware of this, right? So how old this knowledge is, that is mentioned, 4.1. So it is giving the importance, it is telling about this transcendental knowledge. Yeah. Now the second verse is talking about how this knowledge is coming. It's coming through disciplic succession. Yeah, it is important to have disciplic succession. The third one, if you remember, third one was very important. What is the third one? So Krishna specifically mentions who can receive this. Right? So you see how the theme is, how it is going. Yeah. So as a student of Bhagavad Gita, we need to understand these different things and then try to apply it to our day-to-day life. Yeah. I think we covered the fourth one also. Right? In the fourth one, now Arjuna is little coming up and mentioning, talking, asking the question, how I should understand that you told to Vivaswan. Yeah? Now we will start with how Krishna is answering to it. Yeah? So, uh, verse 5th, please repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bahuni me Vyatitani Janmani Tava Charjuna Tanyam Veda Sarvani Na Natvam Veda Parantapaha Natvam Veda Parantapa. The personality of Godhead said, many, many births, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy. So if you see, it is telling that there are many, many births which both Jiva and Paramatma both have taken. Krishna remembers everything. So this is the transcendental knowledge. But we or Jiva or Arjuna is not able to remember that. Very nice purport Srila Prabhupada has given. So I will little bit cover on this. And as I always tell that once you go back, you try to read more. This is like giving attachment to you for this verse, this education, this knowledge, and then you can go and read more about the purport. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the Brahma Samhita 5.33, we have information of many, many incarnations of the Lord. It is stated here. Please repeat after me. This is very beautiful, very sweet, verses. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Anybody wants to read the meaning? Yes. Unalloyed devotees. Very good. Thank you, Utkarsh. We'll read the next one also. Brahma Samhita. These verses are from Brahma Samhita. Very beautiful, very sweet. So whenever we get chance, whenever we see, we should recite it. I'll give you more information about this once we go further. I will give more information from Samhita. So please repeat after me. Ramadimurtishu kala niyamena tishtam नानावतरम अक्रोध भुवनेषु किंतु कृष्ण कृष्ण स्वयं संभवत परमः पुनम यो गोविंदम आदिपुरुषम तमहं भजामि भजामि. Anybody wants to read the meaning? Right. So very beautifully presented here. It is mentioned about different incarnations as Rama, Narsiya, and all sub-incarnations. So these two verses Prabhupada has specifically put in this purport. He has used to relate to the verse which we were going. Because in the verse, Krishna is saying there are so many births I have taken and you have taken. So to give this, to support this, is mentioned. So, so if you see now, these two verses is from Brahma Samhita. If you see, first time when I heard this, right, it actually shook my heart because very different language. If you see, you feel by just reading these verses, right? It is not from any human being, right? Such a powerful word, such a poetic or beautiful is above what human can perceive. So which is correct because this is written by or this is sung by Brahma himself. So after taking initiation or after taking knowledge from Krishna, before starting the whole material creation, he sung all these songs, which is called Brahma Samhita. Now there is some history also that how it came in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, where we follow this. Everybody knows Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself, he took sannyas. So after taking sannyas, he wanted to run to Vrindavan. He had so much attachment with Vrindavan. He just want to run to Vrindavan. But then Nityananda did some trick. So because of that, they reached to Shantipur instead of Vrindavan. They reached to Shantipur, and then Sachimata, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother, actually requested him, don't go to Vrindavan. If you see from Navadvip, which is near Calcutta, from Vrindavan it is very far. Right? So her argument was, her request was that if you go so far, I will not hear anything about you. So we will not know how you are. Instead of that, you go to Jagannath Puri, which is same thing. Krishna himself, Jagannath Puri is equally, it's Shri Kshetra, it's equally important. And Jagannath Puri is near, so and many devotees from Navadip go there. They go to different yatras. They go to Jagannath Puri. So we will able to hear about you. So please go. So um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, and next all his rest of the life he actually spent in Jagannath Puri. But what he did initially, he from Jagannath Puri he started for South India Yatra. South India Yatra, especially Mahaprabhu's South India Yatra, is very famous in all Vaishnavas. So from Puri, he came all the way down to Sri Rangam, Rameshwaram. Then he went to till Kanyakumari, which is the end point of Bharatvarsha or land of Bharat. From there he went northwards towards you know Trivandrum and um, I think there is a river. I think Payasini River, Payasini River. So through that banks he tried to come up to the north. While coming to the north, he reached to. Uh, it is blocking or it is not coming audible. Okay. So he reached to Adikeshava Mandir, Adikeshava temple. Seeing Adikeshava's form, Rupa, he became so ecstatic that he fall down and he showed all the symptoms of great devotion or devotee. Seeing that all the temple priests, the seniors there, they reached to him. They understood that he is not an ordinary person, so they discussed with him. They started to share few things, and one of the important things they shared is a chapter from Brahma Samhita. So that chapter, actually, Mahaprabhu became so happy seeing that chapter because he knew the importance of that. So immediately he employed the scribes. Scribes are actually who write, who copies, like copier. Before there wasn't printing press. So somebody used to write, copy from one place to other place on the pages, on the leaves. So he employed one scribe. So then he copied everything. So that is actually what the Brahma Samhita, what we are seeing. Because of Mahaprabhu's mercy, it is reached all over the place. Mahaprabhu actually got it back to my Jagannath Puri. Then he shared with Vaishnavas there, like Brahmananda Rai and other Vaishnavas, and asked them to spread. It's like broadcasted all over the India that time because it was very important script. Actually, Brahma Samhita is very big. It has hundreds of verses, but everything is lost over the time. So only this one chapter, I think Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he has mentioned that this is, I think, fifth chapter of the Brahma Samhita. What we have, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati wrote a book, a commentary on that, and Gaudiya Mutt first published it. Then BBT, Prabhupada's BBT, has published it. So if you see Brahma Samhita, small book is there, which has all those verses which Mahaprabhu actually got from Adikeshav temple, and that is what we see. And in that there are specific verses. Those actually many temples, recite. Very beautiful those. So whenever you get chance, you should try to recite those. Yeah. So we that answered the question. Okay. So we'll go to the next 4.6. अजोऽपि सन् अव्ययात्मा भूतानाम् ईश्वरोऽपि सन् प्रकृतिं स्वम् अधिष्ठया संभवामि आत्ममायया. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So Krishna is providing more information. As I told, this first part of the chapter is the learning about Krishna, transcendental knowledge about Krishna. So I try to, if you see the points, I try to highlight these points. So what we will do, we'll go on these points quickly. Try to compare with Jivatma. So Ishwar versus Jivatma. So we will get more understanding, as well as we will know real position of Krishna. So he is unborn, he never dies. So he doesn't have start or end. Everybody in this material world, you see, everybody has, born, everybody will die. So this is a difference, what you see. So Krishna is telling Arjuna this information, more information. Why he is telling? Not because Arjuna doesn't know. He's telling because, as I told last week, that this is for benefit of us. Right? What is the benefit? Benefit is Krishna himself telling about it, right? Which is sweet for us, all devotees. We like to hear more from devotees, and here we are seeing Krishna himself is telling about it. Then he is Achyuta. Achyuta means eternal or infallible. Then one of the important thing mentioned in the purport is Atma Maya. So if you see Atma Maya, there are two, you know, um, explanations given for Atma Maya. One is he appears due to his causeless mercy. Right? So why it is mentioned causeless mercy? How we appeared, how Jivatma appears? Because of karma. Because we have some bondage. Because of that, we have to come back. Even if you don't want to come, we have to come. But that is not the case for Krishna. Right? Krishna, because of his causeless mercy on all living entities, he comes and gives them darshan. Atmamaya means another thing is he comes due to his internal potency. Yeah? Why it is important? Because it is important to know that this material world is Krishna's external potency. Right? But he doesn't have to do anything with that, so he comes through his internal potency. Yeah? We already covered he remembers all his births, right? Because he has its own transcendental body there, which doesn't change, which doesn't deteriorate. So he knows everything, right? It is like, I don't know whether you are able to, imagine or trying to get it. What are the things? Because sometimes it is little difficult to get this, that how it is possible. Another thing mentioned is he is Advaita. Advaita means no duality. No duality means he doesn't have body and self. What we have a soul, and then we have a soul is covered by body. Yeah? So everything is Krishna. This is the main transcendental knowledge about Krishna. So why it is important to understand? Anybody? Correct. It is like somebody is authoritatively telling you, right, what it is. But why we need to understand, right? Anybody? Why we need to understand? Interpretations. We will do it. No? Okay. There are a few more things actually. The reason why we are understanding will be covered in further verses, right? Correct. Yes, that is correct. But why you want to understand? Correct. Yeah. So we will go with that knowledge further. So how further? That we will go to further verses. Not so. 4.7 is telling about when Krishna appears. Now we understood about Krishna's different, aspects. Krishna's, body, how it is. He is Advaita. Now we will see when Krishna appears. Right? यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So this verse is very famous. Everybody knows about this. We don't have to tell much about this, right? So when Krishna comes, okay, but yada yada hi dharmasya, right? Glanir bhavati bharat, decline in religious practice. So why he is not coming now? Following religion? He is there, right? By his name. He is there by his name. Only what we need to do is we need to make sure that we take that. Need to take his shelter, right? By his name. So this answers when Krishna appears. Scripture says he appears, it is given in the purport, is its schedule is main namely at the end of the Dwapar Yuga of the 28th millennium of the 7th Manu in one day of Brahma. So that is what actually Lord agreed to come. So every Brahma's day he comes once on the end of the Dwapar Yuga on 20th millennium of 7th Manu. So very scientific or technical term, because let's see, maybe we will cover this little bit so that everybody is clear, because it's whole lecture will go on this time calculation, right? I will try to cover little bit. So now if you see what it says in one day of Brahma, so anybody knows what is one day of Brahma? One day of 100 years? 8.4 what? No, mother. Yeah. Read. Yeah. 1000 yuga cycles. Yeah, Mahayugas. Yuga cycles. So let's go back, right? Actually 12 hours of Brahma is called one kalpa. So Brahma's full day, that is day and night, is two kalpas. Right? So let's see one kalpa, which is 12 hours of Brahma, has 1000. Yeah? In reality, it is 1008 Mahayugas or Yuga cycles. Yeah? So each Yuga cycle has four Yugas. What are the four Yugas? Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga. So these four Yugas. So each Yuga cycle has these four Yugas. Right? Like that, 1008 is there. So in this 12 hours, there are 14 Manus come. Yeah? So in the Shastras, those are also given the names of Manus and other things, more information somebody wants. Yeah, but 14 Manus are there. So it's like if you see there is some offices there. So everybody has a scheduled time to do that. Like that, there are 14 Manus, like 14 Indras. Right? Manu is not Indra, but whole structure changes after each Manu. Right? So if you divide 1008 divided by 14, so every Manu is usually I think 70 to 75 yuga cycles they get. Yeah. So if you see in that Manu, seventh Manu, yeah, you see, of that seventh Manu's 28th millennium, that means 20th yuga cycle, Krishna comes. So, so we are in that millennium because Dwapar Yug, previous Yug, Krishna was there. Yeah. So at least I try to put in some context. It is too vast actually. So because each yuga, then how much it is compared to our calculation, it is a different story. Okay. Any questions here? No, his appearance as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not counted as that. Yeah. He comes as his original form. Because other places, other times he comes with different avtaras. We all know there are different kinds of avtaras. Right? Through him, his expansion, his devotees, he comes to basically save everybody. Only thing, this time he comes as himself. But that doesn't mean that he will not come any other time. He is as per his will. There is no binding. This is what he agreed that I will come this time. Okay. Okay. Dharmasya. Yeah. Now he is present in the form of his name. Correct. Yeah. But that is his causeless mercy. That is what I said. That this is a schedule, he said, but nobody can stop him. And because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this name is spreading everywhere. Even when we were there in, most of us are from India, so we didn't heard this much, at least I. But after coming here, I heard. So this is just Prabhupada's mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Right? It is open to everybody, this chanting. Only thing is we get it easily, so we doesn't feel that much important. Yes. Right, but Kali Yuga, you see that, Mataji. Kali Yuga, you see that. Right? Other yugas, it wasn't present. Kali Yuga also, this also very special Kali Yuga there, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, and he bestowed this mercy by giving the name. Otherwise, it is not possible. We see it is only 16 syllables, but not everybody will be able to see. Not every other yugas will be able to see this, be able to hear and chant Krishna's name, Mahamantra. Mhm. Okay. So let me ask Mataji only. Mataji, so did you got the answer or you have? Okay. So Prabhuji is saying is there a confusion between naam and form? Correct. Correct. Yeah, it is fallen so much, Mataji. So that condition is satisfied with Nam. Currently, the condition is so fallen. The, his Nam was not there that much. How freely it is given? How it is given freely? So what we can do, we can take it afterwards, maybe. We can, yeah, we can take it further, maybe afterwards, after the class. No, I think Mataji's question is little different, so I'll take it afterwards. So we'll go to, so this, that is what I just wanted to explain about, that is 20th millennium and 7th Manu, what the concept is. It, yes, yeah, all the, yeah, 70, 75, 76 Mahayugal, they live here. One, yeah, it's like a Indra, that whole department lives. Um, I don't know exact location, but he is, I think, in demigod perspective. Yeah. He is just originator to us, but that doesn't mean that he is with us. Right? Like where we say Manu, we are Manav, we come from Manu. So we'll go to 4.8. This one is also very famous. Paritranayam sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma sansthapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge, to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. So this one is also, one of the famous verse. So this answers, right? First question was when, and now this answers why. There is a difference, subtle difference. Yeah, there are two things, right? One is that, and the other thing is he is doing here, right? If you see, paritranaya sadhuna, because that is also to deliver his pious and his devotees. He comes. So both the things are there, very low as well as very well. And first he is telling that. First he is not saying that vinashaya cha dushkrutam. He is saying first that paritranaya sadhuna. So first he is giving importance to devotees. To deliver them, I am coming. Right? So one obvious question will come, right? Devotees means they are already attached to Krishna. So why Krishna has specially come to deliver them? Yes, correct. Correct. Partially you answered my question also by asking that question. Right? Because the question is, if you see, right, if you read, and we all went through so much in Bhagavad Gita about chapter 4, so we see that sadhuna means devotees are already attached to Krishna. So why Krishna has to come separately to deliver them? Sorry. So that, but they are already, right, because they are devotees. They are already doing that. Devotees will inspire others. Yes. Yeah, No, why it is saying Paritranaya Sadhanam? Why he needs to come to deliver devotees? Yes, basic, yes. So he comes actually to give them association. Because what is happening, devotees, we are knowing, right? With this transcendental knowledge, everybody will know about Krishna, so they will hanker about Krishna. Once we reach to that stage, we'll hanker more and more that we really want to. Once you know about the person, you will try to get some association, get some connection with him. For that purpose, specially he comes, he does all this Leela. There are some more jivas get involved in his Leelas, his Vrindavan pastimes. For that purpose, he comes. Yeah. Yes, that is correct because only those souls which are attached to him, right, will get chance to serve him personally. Other universe, correct, all over the place they can go. Yeah. Okay, so we'll quickly do 9 and 10. We'll try to do 9 and 10. If there is something, then we'll continue again. I'll try to cover the main points. So 4.9 late. So I'll. It is very important verse. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvaha tvakta deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Okay, so this is what the question I was asking. What, why we are doing? What Krish was saying, right? Next step. So this is what happens, right? What happens that once you know, Krishna himself is telling, once you know about my transcendental nature, my appearance and activities, he will not come again in this material world. Right? So what happens? He doesn't come in this material world means what? He is not going to take birth again in this material world, correct? What is the term for that? Liberation. So he liberates. So if you see liberation in Shastras, there are two paths for liberation, two main paths, right? One is yoga or impersonal way, where you try to concentrate, you do some yoga and Ashtanga yoga and everything, try to reach to Krishna, right? And this is other path where you know about Krishna, right? You know about Krishna and try to understand his transcendental knowledge, his pastimes, and get liberated. So we all know this, right? Do we know Krishna's pastimes? You know Krishna's pastimes, his transcendental nature. Just now we know his transcendental nature, right? And even Prabhupada's many books and whatever we are discussing with devotees, whatever we are having in the sanghas, we know all the things. And as I told, this is again and again and again repeating, right? 1 minute, yeah, again and again repeating. So, and we know also what is the end goal, right? What is the end goal of Bhagavad Gita? Yeah? Everybody should know. Sarva dharma parityaja, whatever. So we know everything, but then why we are studying? All this. Anybody? We know everything. Even I will ask the next question. How to do also you know, right? How to do? How to do Sarva Dharma Paritaj? Anybody? No, no, how to do. My question is, how to do Sarva Dharma Paritaj? You know what Bhagavad Gita is saying, right? Sarva Dharma Paritaj. You know also that how to do. How to do it? Surrender, yes, but how? Yeah, by chanting, right? That is our main dharma, which is Sarva Dharma Paritaj, pure chanting. You were saying something? Put Krishna in the center. So we know everything, right? But still, why we are trying to learn Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, but knowledge, we don't want knowledge. We want transcendental knowledge. If we go knowledge, we will just go in the cycle and cycle, we waste time. But if we know, right, we will bored, right? We are always Satchit Ananda, right? So we always need, knowledge. But knowledge doesn't mean if you have something which will give you always the same news, you will never go to that website or you'll never go to that newspaper, right? But you know already, right? All this you already know. This transcendental knowledge you have. That's correct. What Prabhuji mentioned, that is the main point. That fine knowledge, that subtle thing, that is not there yet, right? We know more information, but this information going. So why we need one minute, Prabhu? Why we need this subtle information or subtle differences, right? Why we need? But at this present moment, why this is important? Why Bhagavad Gita is important in your life, day-to-day life? To strengthen but your faith is there. You already know, right? You're chanting. Your faith is there. You can apply to every experience. But what it will do by applying? Yeah, but first thing is what happens, right? We go, everybody is going out there. There are so many interactions we have, so many other, jivas we interact. Maya is continuously attacking us, right? Maya is continuously attacking us. So, how to save ourselves? How to protect ourselves? Right? There are so many arrows are there from Maya. So, what we are doing here in Bhagavad Gita, learning the Bhagavad Gita, these finer points we are trying to understand how Maya attacks. First, you know exactly about Maya, about ourselves, about Krishna, their relationship. This everything we are going to cover. We are covering actually, one by one. Only problem is we have to cover in the right attitude. We have to cover with sincerity. Then only we will know. Otherwise, we will not know. It's very important to know that because, as Mataji mentioned, right, that this knowledge once we have, then we can apply in each and every situation of the life. We have tremendous pressure outside. Yeah, you go outside, you have so many things you have to juggle. Right? We are trying every day. Sometimes we take it casually. Sometimes, like God forbid, but sometimes we have, superiority complex. Right? That okay, I am chanting, I am doing so much. That other person is not doing anything, so will doesn't care about that other person. Right? All these things we have to understand in right perspective. And this knowledge, these verses, right? If you see how subtle information is there, because this is important. It is not subtle actually. It is very, um, bold. But the problem is that we are not able to understand. So unless we, like a student, try to understand, will not be able to understand these points. So we need to endeavor to understand this. We will understand, then we will try to guard ourselves, and chanting is always there. It will help our chanting, because if you have your outside, right, what your interactions, what your dealings with everybody outside, it's not taken care, or it's not Krishna conscious, then your chanting will be impacted. You will not be able to go deeper in chanting. That's the reason this is important. So 4.10 is telling further, once you have liberation, what is the next step of liberation? Anybody? Correct? Going to Krishna. Krishna. That is what it is given. So how you can go to Krishna is absorbing in Krishna. How you will get absorbed in Krishna? Yeah, that is very. Huh? First, you get a knowledge. Knowledge will purify you, right? Knowledge will purify you. That means it will give actual way to reach Krishna, to get absorbed in Krishna. Okay. So 4.10, quickly I just wanted to get, also tells about, if you see, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. So Raga, Bhaya and Krodha. So there are different coverings on our body. That also is telling. So absorbing in Krishna actually removes that covering also. It will help to remove the covering. So how exactly we will get this covering removed? Chanting and following four regulative principles. Right? Does anybody know four regulative principles? What are the? Okay, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit. Very good. So everybody is aware of that. Do you know why we Prabhupada asked us to do that? To be human beings. So if we don't do that, then what? What are we? Animals. Yeah, to differentiate. Right? Other thing is there is a potency in it. Right? Prabhupada has given potency. You follow, I will take care of. Right? Otherwise, there are so many things everybody does to reach Krishna. But here, Prabhupada is saying, chant 16 rounds and follow four regulative principles. You will go back. So this is minimum thing we have to do. If we do that, then definitely Prabhupada's potency is there. We will go back. Right? Keep faith in Prabhupada and it will happen. Because Prabhupada said that surely happen. Yeah. So we will try. See, now we offer to Krishna, right? What do you see? All the plate is finished. Krishna takes everything. What do you see? Plate is still there. Everything is still there. Right? So what Krishna has accepted? What? Yeah. So your feelings, your sincerity, he has accepted. So in chanting also, if you are endeavoring sincerely, he will accept that. Krishna also knows it's very difficult to do, especially in this yuga. There are so many different attacks are there, but we should sincerely do that. It's not like, oh, I'm doing because I have to do. Sincerely try. Sometimes we will do one round nicely out of that 60. Sometimes two rounds. Slowly we will reach do that. Sometimes no, nothing. All 16s are like that. But still try. You can pray. And Nityananda Trayodashi is coming. You know, pray to Nityananda. Everybody is aware that Nityananda Trayodashi is there on Sunday. So Nityananda, he is Krishna's expansion, right? Balram's expansion himself. His appearance day is on Sunday. There is a big festival in temple also. So please try to come. If you cannot come in front of Nityananda's photo, please pray to him sincerely because he is Adi Guru. He is the first Guru. He is Balram himself. And Nityananda is so merciful that he actually was going door to door in Navdeep and that area, knocking everybody's door and catching their feet and telling them, please take this Nama, please chant. So he's so merciful. So please, pray to him. You will see a lot of changes in your chanting, lot of changes in your life. Yeah, everybody knows we have Nitai Gaur Sundar. So on the left side, Nityananda is there. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? I know we went over some time in total. Yes. Correct. No, no, it is not related. This is during that time he usually scheduled to come. Yeah. And he's in one day of Brahma, comes once. No, I'm not aware. Aditya Prabhu, you were saying something that time. You got it? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. There are three types of covering. Yeah, yeah. So the thickest is the baby in the womb is the thickest covering like that. Right. Oh, good. Okay. So any other questions, announcements? Okay. Yeah, maybe I can. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Whether you have to. Yeah. Okay. So if no questions, so we'll break. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I just covered. Yeah. Just covered. 4.10 also. A little bit cover again next week, but little bit. Yeah, but you know where to stop because today is Ekadesh. That's it. Not Swaprasad. Swaprasad. No, no, that's it. Mahaprasadam. Yeah. Okay. Say. Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave
फले विशेषाग्रे आरामतैर्भवति लोभोमाय सुबुर्मति ताकि जटिन कटे संसारे कृष्ण बल दयामय गरीब जीवा जाए जय
Hey, Nicole, how are you? I was just looking for you. Yeah, I came a little late and then I had to take a call from work. So we're just sitting at the cafe. I live in North Brunswick.
Travel sometimes. I'm close by.
Where are you?
I'm in close to Edison.
Okay, yeah, I certainly will. We'll exchange addresses. Love to stop by.
My my wife I told her about you. She was kind of just like I'm open to workshop and all
Your wife?
those stuff. Yeah.
So, so what is she? She is just
She's
deep into
otherwise just
yeah, yeah, I appreciate that.
not much.
Of course, of course. So, unless you know, you can make that mistake.
It's okay. I'm same as
Right. It's just a personal viewpoint. And, no offense either way. Appreciate you telling me that.
yeah, so she asked me like what's up, right?
Oh, I'd love to. I mean, come on. Certainly. We'll get together.
So you and Alex leads group, right? Okay. We have been moved to report to Anil Sharma.
So you're in 1 to 1 now?
I'm doing client migration and they handed me two projects on network data center migration.
Okay.
So basically three projects in all.
Okay. I'll be working with you
How
then.
old are you?
6.5 months.
Then I can't even lift this up.
Too heavy.
Your back is not that good, right?
Yeah, he sits.
You can?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What's his name?
Rehan.
Rehan.
Rehan J.
Uh-huh. I thought it must be like Titun Bitun.
Yeah, I ran out of Bengali
Yeah.
nicknames.
Why? I'm really, what? I'm very careful with kids.
Yeah.
I don't think I can really handle it. Even with my own son,
Yeah.
I won't lift him.
How old is your son?
Now he's 9. But until he turned like 1 and 1.5,
Yeah.
I would take him only when he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Or if he's like playing out.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
always scared. You can hold my finger. That's not a problem. Hey, yeah. Oh, you want to eat my finger, huh?
He wants to eat everything.
He's probably
His
getting
nickname
his
is Shark.
Shark, yeah. I see your mouth. That's like a shark, right? You got to see my kid. My son is a serious kid. My daughter is.
I always get that. For most people who have a son and a daughter is usually the one who is like more active and more.
Especially if she's younger,
Yeah,
like my kids.
yeah.
being old and he's
That's
also
also there.
disciplined a little.
Yeah.
Daughter, I'm not able to say no. Yeah, my son, I can tell no more.
How old's your daughter?
She is 5, she'll turn 6. Yeah, but she is like, she knows the trick. What she
Yeah.
can get
She knows
yes
how to
from
manipulate.
mom, and what she knows she can practically get anything yes from me.
Right.
Yeah, beta. Oh, wow.
So then, how come your wife doesn't?
She goes to another.
So I don't know if you heard like 2 cycles back when right
Yes.
when Brindavan Das Prabhu made the announcement that he will not be attending the temple. So the other Bhakti Varsha that your wife goes to, who conducts that?
But I come here because I mean, just a matter of preference.
Yeah, sure. Ultimately, that's what it is.
Yeah, I like it. And I started here before she started.
Oh, when did she start there?
I mean, she used to go to temple, but she started recently. So, I mean, I got her connected, but she was a teacher.
So Prabhu, I haven't seen you. Of course, I don't myself frequently go to the temple. But then, do you go to the temple regularly?
Sunday.
You go on Sundays? And how long have you been going?
Last 1 month.
Just last 1 month. Okay. That's why. Now I went there last week. Where do you live? Oh, you're here, right? So all the way to Brooklyn.
No, from office and on Wednesday.
Oh, you do?
Sometimes. Yeah, in the evening. If I have less workload, I'll go.
Really? Tell me next time. I'd like to come along. So how do you, like you take the train?
I take the train.
Okay.
Sometimes I will take the shuttle go to 388.